Welcome to Chamber Exchange, the TV show. My name is Tim Murray, President and CEO of the Worcester Regional Chamber of Commerce. And Chamber Exchange, the TV show, is an opportunity for you, our viewers, to meet some of our guests who are playing important roles in economic development and business and commerce here in Central Mass. I want to thank our sponsors who make the show happen, Bank Hometown and the Worcester Railers Hockey Club, who are fighting for a playoff spot as we speak, and hopefully there'll be some playoff hockey at the DCU Center soon. I want to welcome Jeff Mararian, who is the president of the Canal District Alliance, and Amy Chase, who is the second vice president.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having us.
Well, I want to talk a little bit about what the Canal District Alliance is all about, but let me just say that the two of you have been catalysts in kind of the transformation of the Canal District over the years, and thank you for that. Pioneers, visionaries, entrepreneurs. And it has really blossomed, and hopefully we'll get into a little bit of that. But maybe, Jeff, you could just talk a little bit of the history of the Canal District and the Canal District Alliance.
Sure, absolutely. So the Canal District is called Canal District because the Blackstone Canal ran through there from Providence for 20 years, 1828 to 1848. And we wanted to build a canal in the district, and that's where it started with the visionaries probably about 20 years ago. And then about 15 years ago, we turned it into the Canal District Alliance, which is a 501c3 that helps the businesses, residents of the neighborhood, people that want to develop in there, kind of grow their business, bring in new development, help the residents, and work with the city to make it a blossoming neighborhood.
Yeah, and you made a good point. I mean, there are a lot of businesses in the Canal District Alliance, but there are residents and people who have lived there, and increasingly people who are living there and creating a real 18-hour, 7-day-a-week vibrant district. And Amy, you've been a part of it from the beginning, and maybe you could talk a little bit about how this kind of combination of restaurants, bars, shops like yourselves has really kind of created this fun, interesting neighborhood.
Yeah, I've been there. Our business turns 10 this year,
Wow.
but I worked in the Canal District for many years before opening a business there, and obviously I was attracted because I saw so much potential in a walkable neighborhood with retail and restaurants. There was, just the way the layout is of the Canal District is prime for that activity. So. It's been really interesting 10 years, and I just see it just keeps going and going beyond even what I first imagined.
Right. But I want with the 10th year anniversary of your business, maybe you could talk about your business because it is kind of a retail and interesting kind of place that people come that complements a lot of the restaurants and bars. So maybe you could talk a little bit.
Yeah. So Crompton Collective is a 9,000 square foot antique mall that hosts artisans and antique dealers and gives them a space for local makers to sell their wares.
And Jeff, you are a business owner, entrepreneur, different.
I used to own the Blackstone Tap down on Water Street for years back in the day. One of the first people down there, and actually opened up another place on Water Street, which is getting built right now. And I don't have a name yet or a time date because everything's twice the amount of money and twice the amount of time in today's economy.
Well, that's the price of your success now down there, right?
Yep, and everyone else.
Yeah. And the Alliance meets regularly, tries to address issues. A couple of them we'll talk about in a moment. But
every month we have a monthly meeting, every year annual meeting. Then we have an executive board that meets every few weeks. Kind of meet with the city, meet with the police, meet with the city councilors, issues in the neighborhood, help with marketing, all that stuff.
Right. And for as the Canal District has progressed, for a long period of time in the area that abuts the Green Island neighborhood in the Canal District. I'm going to be 54 soon. For 40 years, there was two pretty big vacant pieces of property that have kind of basically been there for years. And a new neighbor moved in last year, the Worcester Red Sox in Polar Park. And how has that been with the opener? And obviously some things need to be worked out over time, but generally speaking, that was something that the Canal District Alliance supported, and how would you characterize things to date?
Well, it's been great. They're good neighbors, luckily. Even before they, bought that property or took over that property, they were in the neighborhood. They were eating at our restaurants, and they were getting to know us and coming to our meetings. So I feel like we've known them for years, almost. It feels like. Yeah. But obviously, there's growing pains, but they're very willing to work with us and willing to work with the small businesses. And yesterday's opening was awesome. The restaurants were full, so it's a good start to the season.
Yeah.
I was at opening day, which was beautiful outside. Walked around the neighborhood, You know, everyone's walking around, eating, drinking, having a good time. And there's a lot more development going on, as we all know, around the park.
Right,
That was
right.
another catalyst, like after the Railers came, then the park, now we got Madison Properties coming, housing, bowling alleys, everything's going to get built up around
Yeah,
there.
and hopefully that density and that, you know, for both market rate and affordable housing adds to the neighborhood employees, for the businesses, all of those things. One of the things that we also worked with the Canal District Alliance, the Chamber, last year to kind of address the concerns we had all been hearing, including from some of of the business and neighborhood associations, was the issue of how do we clean up and beautify the city, and with working with the City of Worcester leadership and working with the United Way, the Chamber, we formed an organization called Worcester Green Corps, and we want to thank you for your support, getting young people, volunteers, out in the community doing cleanups and beautifications. And I know they spent a little bit of time in the last few weeks in the Canal District, Green Island, in the Polo Park neighborhood.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, they're doing
I
a
saw
great
some
job.
of the kids out there too.
So we had celebration with opening day and the kickoff of the Worcester Red Sox season, 70-plus home games between now and September. We got another big event coming up. Your 10th year as a business, the Crompton Collective, but the City of Worcester's celebrating a milestone 300th date since its founding, and a tercentennial, and a lot of that action taking place in the Canal District.
Yeah, the city asked us to kick off their opening night event with fireworks at Polar Park, and we're going to do a Canal District stroll. So all the businesses will have stuff out on the street, and we're just going to basically invite people down to the Canal District, show them what we do best, and then they can hop over to Polar Park and watch the fireworks. So that will kick off a big weekend of events for the tercentennial.
Right. I think the fireworks, concert, parade, a whole bunch of things to kind of kick off a year of celebration of 300 years as a municipality. Jeff, have you got your seats and plans all set?
I do. I'll be there.
Yeah.
Right in front. And then for the rest of the night too.
I'll be working.
Oh, yeah. If someone who lives or is a business that's in the Canal District is interested in getting involved with the Alliance, how can they do that? How can they reach out to either one of you?
Yeah, so you can email me at thecanaldistrict@gmail.com, or our website has a form that you can just hop on and send us a message. I also handle all the social media, so they can just, I'm on there all day long, so they can just reach out.
Always looking for volunteers.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely.
Well, I think just to lose track of time with COVID, but it was just, I think, a few months ago that you had your annual meeting and at Polar Park, and some great attendance and great energy, and hopefully that can continue. And so just want to say thank you to both of you for being on the show, but also for your work and transforming a neighborhood that has really created a lot of excitement and brought a lot of people to the city and the region.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you for
Thanks for
having
having
us.
Yeah. Stay with us. We're going to come right back on our next segment of Chamber Exchange, a TV show.
These days, you've got your hands full in life. That's why we help you bank simply and securely with tools like Face ID and Touch ID. It's why we make it easy to make purchases on the go and get cash back while you're at it. Why we help you quickly deposit checks wherever you are. And it's why we lend a hand with sending and receiving money right from your phone. So even when you're on the move, you can manage your finances. Bank Hometown. Unlock your potential.
Being associated with the Railers and being a part has been awesome, and it's been a lot of fun.
I think my students' initial reactions is my favorite part. Their eyes get really wide and they're in awe.
And then you have the excitement of hockey, and you have that anticipation in the air, the crowd getting into it. It's fun.
Worcester, a city with heart, history, and promise. A hub of innovation in life sciences, education, and healthcare. Home to multi-generational families, first-generation citizens, and next-generation baseball and hockey greats. Home to great parks, world-class museums, theaters, and restaurants. Worcester, the place to visit, to invest, and to call home.